guys, welcome back to my channel. It is mid-March now and I'm going to do our carnivorous plant update. It's a bright sunny day today. The greenhouse is warming up quickly. I have all the fans off, so it's a little bit still in here. It's actually really warming up fast. This is going to be an update of just the carnivorous plants in the greenhouse. I moved them out so that we can see them. Where they sit now is not necessarily where they grow, but it's just going to make it much easier to show you the plants. This may be the last update I do for carnivorous plants in this greenhouse. As some of you may know, this greenhouse is coming down and a bigger one is going up in its place. That in itself is kind of scary because I've worked on this one for years. I know exactly how it runs and how to maintain it. And yeah, the new one unfortunately has to go in this one spot. So all these plants you see have to come out, and then I have to tear down this greenhouse and build a new one. So wish me luck on that one. I'm a little nervous, but really excited at the same time. So anyways, let's get started. We will start in this front corner like we usually do. First thing in the list is Utricularia longifolia. This is my only Utricularia. I got it as a little tiny plant about this big. You see these little tiny leaves here. Last year it was maybe the size of your fingernail, and it's done really good. I had to repot it. It was in a little 2-inch pot, and now it's in something bigger and clearer. I chose clear because they say the roots will photosynthesize as well, and it will actually give me more growth on more dimensions this way, and I can see what's happening in there. So there's some good root growth. I have not got it to bloom yet, and as I say, this is my only species, so that is it for it. Gets bright sun. One time last year I took it out of the greenhouse, gave it some bright sun outside, shriveled all the leaves, and I had to basically start over again. I also noticed that there is little sundews growing in there all over. I don't know what kind they are. Chances are it's Nepenthes. But anyways, moving on. Underneath this Nepenthes is a Trachei. This guy was outside, but I brought him in just because he's a little bit more cold sensitive. And like everybody this year, we had such a brutal winter. Stuff I wasn't used to. You know, our coldest night was -8, but it felt like -14 with wind chill. And me and these plants just aren't used to that, so this one came in. This is one of my first Nepenthes here. It is a Sanguiana. It's doing great. There's some bigger pictures down on the bottom. It's been sending up basils, and they're actually getting some little pictures on. The fogger just kicked on because it's temperature's rising, and the humidity is, as the temperature rises, the humidity goes lower. This one here is a Ventricosa, so it's done really good. It's into the vining stage. It's starting to picture again now. Oh man, there goes the heating system. That means it's 81 degrees. Hold on, I gotta turn some things off. I'll turn that off for now too. Okay, we'll leave the fogger on, but turn off the big venting fan. I might just have to open the door crack. There we go. Keep it a little bit cooler in here. I keep the older pitchers on. They have shriveled tops to them, but the base is still good. It's still healthy down there, so they're still absorbing nutrients. The basils are getting huge on it. I see there's another new basil down there, so that's good. It's probably 2 feet long, 2 feet high altogether. Sorry, the greenhouse door just flew open now. We'll get through this, don't worry. This is what is this one? Sibuensis. So this one I find really hard to picture. I just transplanted. As you can see, it's got nice fresh new media, so hopefully that will help. It's quite a good size. It goes all the way up. It hasn't flowered for me yet, but it's up to, it's probably 2.5 feet tall. It seems to do 1 set of pictures a year, so this is still last year's pictures. Again, the tops are shriveled on them, but the bases are good, so they're still holding the water and they're still holding nutrients and still absorbing it for the plant. So I'm just going to leave them on. I'm not going to cut them off just because the tops are ugly. It's not till the whole thing is shriveled that I'm going to even worry. The basil is coming along nicely. It doesn't seem to produce too many basils profusely anyways, but this one's looking good. Now I brought out from inside, these are my lowland Nepenthes. So they normally aren't out here. I tried wintering the bigger ones out here, and you know what, the leaves just kind of were looking like crap, so I thought I'm gonna bring them in. I chalked it up to being too cold, and in all honesty, too bright for this guy. This is an Ampullaria. It's got a bunch of little basil starting under there, so that's kind of cool. This one basils quite easily, so since I brought it in, it's made a good recovery. There was the first leaf that came in and grew, the second leaf, and the third leaf is doing well. This was the oldest leaf before I brought it in. The pitcher did abort, but the next leaf, even though it was a little bit crinkled, it did get a pitcher back, and these ones are pitchering. This is a Clipeta, however you say it. It's growing as a lowland as well. It's doing quite well. I noticed that the leaves are a little bit yellow. I'm going to try to reduce the light on it. I'm hoping it's nothing serious. As I say, it's growing well. It's got 4 pitchers on it, plus a new one starting right there. So the newest leaves are getting kind of a red tinge to them, where the older leaves, which maybe they can't get the red as much anymore, so they're just turning yellow. This one here is a Bical Carota. No fangs yet, but the latest picture, which is right there, has little fang nubbins, I'm going to call it. Let's see if we can focus on it. I won't even be able to show you, they're too tiny, but I'm hoping this picture here is actually going to produce some fangs for me. This is our Rafflesiana. I apologize at this point if I'm not saying these Latin names correctly. I'm horrible with Latin names. This one is a super robust grower. It has 4 pitchers on it. This is its newest one. It just popped. This one here is a nice mature pitcher, and it's growing really well. This thing gets quite a bit of sun in the grow chamber, because the grow chamber is next to a window. So I took these guys out of 80-degree grow chamber to put them in a 80-degree grow chamber at this point. It shows me right now, because all the cooling and heating is off, that it's 87 degrees in here. So again, I think I'm going to swing that door open. There we go. It makes, you can hear the pond, unfortunately, when the door's open, but... And I'm also going to have to turn off that fog, because we're not going to be able to see. But I'll turn off the fog when we get down to that area. So this greenhouse runs very humid, as you can see, and the plants just love it. These are my king sundews. These are exactly 1 year old now. They have probably... Okay, I gotta turn off the fogger. Hold on. This isn't gonna work. Hold on. Wasn't planning on this. It's a big long stretch. There we go. Had to hit the power bar with that on. So there's what the fog looks like. We'll show you that now, so we don't have to show you that later. It can get quite foggy in here. Okay, back to business. Fog's like going out the door. Okay, we'll try closing that again. And it's hard having all the heating and cooling systems off when you're filming. So anyways, the king sundews here, they have leaves that are probably 10 inches long each. They're spanning 18 inches now. They're doing really well. That one is eating there. This one is eating. They really wrap up tight when they're eating. That's a fly. I had these guys sitting outside in the sun. It was nice and cool. These are a cooler growing plant. They hate the heat. Anything over 85 and I would start to panic. This is my clan of Nepenthes hamadas. They're doing actually really well. Clone 1 is the most vigorous. It has 4 pitchers if you count this one that's about to pop. This one is, I'm not sure what the clone is. I can guess at it just from deducing, but it's just a random clone. It's neat because the teeth are really close together, and the pitchers are very red in comparison to the other ones. Clone 2 is doing well. It has 2 growth points. I think that's slowing it down a little bit. But yeah, all in all, the hamatas are doing well. I gave them a layer of live sphagnum moss recently, so they look really good with that. These guys, low light, anything I do seems to turn the leaves red on them, so they don't have any supplemental lighting whatsoever, and they try to stay quite close to the fogger, kind of close to the Helianthemums. The pitchers are very delicate. Alright, what else do we got? Moving along. Now, these two are actually, there wasn't room for them in the greenhouse this year, so they've been growing in the house. One is my Ventrata, one is my Miranda. The Miranda always used to hang in the greenhouse, but that was when it was a foot or two tall. Now it's 5 or 6 feet tall, including the pot. I broke the tip off. It's just the leaf tip. It's not the growth point or anything, but no chance of pitchering off that for a leaf or two, sadly. But yeah, there's just no room for them in the greenhouse, so they're living in the house. They just get normal like houseplant conditions, and they are not pitchering whatsoever. I'm not sure if it's because they've decided to vine, and I find once my plants start vining, I find the pitchers really hard to get. The Ventrata's got lots and lots of growth points to it. It's got old pitchers, but no new pitchers. I recently started wrapping the tendrils around itself, thinking that maybe the uppers need something to grab onto, so I've just kind of experimenting with that by wrapping them around themselves to see if they will pitcher from that. It might be just that we're coming out of winter time and there wasn't that much light. This is a Miranda. It's got several new basil shoots down at the bottom here, and it's starting to pitcher. As I say, lower pitchers no problem. Upper pitchers, they hate it. This one flowered for me in the winter time, and again I'm trying to wrap some of the uppers so that maybe they think they're grabbing something, and we'll start pitchering from there. I'll be happy to get these guys back into the greenhouse and out of the house. Okay, so that's those guys. Helianthemums, nothing too impressive yet. Iazani, that's a minor there. You can see they have great color. So that one's a minor, this one's a minor, and then this one here is a minor too. They have identical grow conditions, but this one is green with almost like brown flecks all through the pitchers. I don't like it as much. And the nectar spoons are not nearly as big as the nectar spoons on these guys. Even though I bought them at the same time from the same place, and I would think they're the same clone, this one's behaving differently. Nepenthes, this one is looking gorgeous. When I got it, it had no upper pitchers or adult pitchers. I'm still in Nepenthes mode, but the most recent picture is just looking phenomenal on it. Couple little guys back there. Newtons, Heterodoxa. This one here, when I got it, it had a couple uppers, and then it grew a couple more uppers. I'm saying uppers again. Adult pitchers, and it grew a couple more adult pitchers, and then it reverted back to juvenile pitchers. So if any of you guys know why it's reverting back to juvenile pitchers, let me know. As you can see from how red it is, it's getting nice light. It's looking good, it just reverted back, so that's kind of annoying. And this one is a Heterodoxa Iazani cross. It came in tiny, it's doing really well. There's several plants there. There's several plants there too. It's got good color. I wish it would get some adult pitchers, but I guess that'll come with time. And I don't know how long this video is, but it's running pretty long. I'm going to consider taking a break now and making this a two-parter.